Hi everybody, this is Black Runner Ranger. Before I start another commentary, let me tell you about a few changes that have been happened. Just recently I got two different types of plushies. And I've also elevated the iPad a bit. So that's what I'm doing for the rest of my commentaries until this month is over. Now, for this occasion, we'll be talking about the Skylympics animations, the compilations of animations I did based on the Olympics. But first, let me play this one I did for Rio Olympics in 2016, when Skylanders had its last console game. See, oops, ouch. Sorry, Crush just fell over here. Now this bit, when Trigger Happy pole votes, but he gets smacked onto a wall, Grunt getting stabbed. The wall part was inspired by in 2004, the Beano, a British comic book series, had an entry when Dennis the Menace did a little menace on the on one of the menaces from Germany, where he pole vaulted, but he hit a wall and it was painted. And as for the stabbing on the foot thing, you're gonna hate me for saying this, but I got that idea from Squidward having his toe ripped off in House Fancy. Sorry about that. Anyways, let's go to... Let's see, where's the compilation? No, that's not it. Did I have the compilation? Yeah, here it is. Right here. This is the Skylympics compilation. Now, here's what I had to say with the thing. These anime shorts were made in during the 2020 Olympics. Let's say that again. Now, here's the thing. These were supposed to be... Now, here's the thing with these animated shorts. They were made within 2020, and the 2020 Olympics was supposed to happen, but then COVID came, and they had to... But then COVID came, so they had to postpone it for another year. Now, this is not the only time the Olympics have been postponed. There was at one point... during the 40s, the Olympics were postponed because it was World War II at the time. So now, although the Olympics would be delayed for another year, I just shrugged and went, you know what, I might as well make them anyway. So here's let's start commentating on the Olympics through those shorts. Day 1 dash. 3, 2, 1. Stop. What's the point? He's just going to use his wings anyway. This is the fact that High Five, he's only fast when he's with his wings. No, really, if you play as High Five, he's a speedster but only when he's wings, not with his feet. And it was to save on animation time on the running part. A trampoline. So the Olympics I chose are either taken as gathered from Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games series, or I try to find some simple and easier types of Olympics to choose. There are definitely some that are missing, like I didn't go with the basketball one. Ouch. Now, I'm not sure. I just created these two guys for some reason. I didn't use any of the other Skylanders. Shooting. Now, this one was made in response to the fact that there's a gun control movement. People are trying to reduce guns, spread awareness of the shootings. Unfortunately, there's still some shootings being done in the U.S. here and there. So what can he do? He can just throw a rock and... it just came alive. These things just come alive because they don't want to be hit. Wilhelm. Number 4 was rowing. I didn't have time to properly do rowing animation, so I had Starstrike just row with her fans. And Shroom Boom over here, he just slingshots. into the belly of the beast. And seems to come across the Indominus Rex, the same one who got inside the Mosasaur. This is a reference to Lego Jurassic World, where the Indominus Rex ends up playing cards with some other kid, with some other guys eaten inside the Mosasaur. If somebody on the internet asked me, why would the Indominus Rex eat a mushroom, and why would a Mosasaurus eat a mushroom? Now, contrary to popular belief, despite them often categorized as plants, mushrooms, like all funguses, are not really plants. They're more closely related to animals. In fact, they can even grow on animals. Day 5, archery. This is when practices. Parts of this were inspired by the Robin Hood 1973 film. But it refills and Flamesing gets eyes again. There's an inscription. Arrow controlling target contains radioactive barriers only affecting arrows. I could have said it was a arrow repelling magnet at the back. There's Rhino and Gilgrunt about to take a dive. And because Rhino can't swim, so he boils himself and the water slowly evaporates into nothing but steam, hot air, as they say. A quote from Toa-Tahu from Bionicle Mask of Life. And Grilgrunt ended up being fish and chips. Day 7, fencing. I actually did a bit of fencing back in school. It was in one of the activities. Like, you got to be a knight. And apparently, now people have been asking me how come Eruptor was able to eat a sword with that thing on his face. I said to him he could just take off the mask off screen and and eat the metal thing. And then unfortunately, Chop he goes, yeah, ho 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 ho. Yes, I did use the goofy sound effect. Day 8, table tennis. And I had Pop Fizz and Jetpack just do some table tennis playing. It got broken. Pop Fizz is also broken. So Jetpack uses his gun and Pop Fizz just uses the thing. And then it just throws into slow motion and then it cracks and then suddenly it grows huge. It's a monster ball. And that was actually taken from, I think I got that from Worms. Anyways, when you do a strike and then there's a sound effect of 1995 Equestrian. This is where, the Equestrian, it's basically you have to have the horses jump over the things. This is where My Little Pony got the name of its land, Equestria, from. There's and also the hurdles for the horses, they're all elemental themed. Here's a fire theme. There's a water theme with electric eels. There's a plant theme with the toxic fumes. Electric theme with electricity again. Third theme with some rotators. Undead theme with the spider. Air theme with the fan. And magic theme with a little portal thingy. Does he go for it? No, Ozzy ducks and his thing. And it's a long screams of using the gut-wrenching screams, some other reused scene. There was even an Andrea Libman and Rob Paulson archive audio. Also, ostriches having their heads buried in sand is actually a myth, but it is part of Ozzy's moves. And he's end up in the bandages. Day 10, volleyball. There's Top Time Boomers, Dynarang, and Fisticuffs. It's the Earth versus the Tex. He sunk too low, and it's flooded north much of America, especially the Florida part. And then there's soccer. Is that what caused the sinking of the Atlantis? There's now on the red team, on the green team, we see that Sprockcat is with a Firefly thing. Astrobass is tired out, is on the floor. Zulu is panting, and Rollerball is without her shoes, and her knee is hurt. Now, here's a little funny thing. I had canon that Rollerball is either an amputee or she's born without feet, hence why she often relies on skates. Who's on the red team? That's Fling Kong, Smolderdash, Scorp, and Riptide. And it seems here she's about to kick. Oh, it's a Peanuts reference. Except instead of American football, it's European football. And it turns out Deja Vu did that time freeze and she just kicked. Admittingly, this idea came. Admittingly, I got this idea from that Lunatics Unleashed episode with that time skip villain. Day 12, Badminton. Now this is when we have the dragons play ball, and admittedly, I was a little bit lazy with the animation. I just had Black Cow just eat the thing, and he said, "Well, it's tasty," something like that. And Sonic Boom just imagines. This is when I got the idea that maybe Sonic Boom should be an environmentalist and an animal activist and a vegan. It was also inspired by her backstory of her kids being trapped in her eggs, suggesting it's very tragic. See, it went with nylon, and people were confused about the nylon thing. I said, well, there are two types of shuttlecocks. There's one made of nylon and the one that uses feathers. The nylon is more environmentally friendly. The nylon one is made of plastic, but it doesn't flow very well. While the one with the chicken feathers, it flows better. But it angers Peter, of course. The javelin. This is where Chill just throws a javelin, and what's going on? It goes all over the world, and it acts as a heart. Eddie scream. Boxing. This is where Terrafin and Cinder are about to brawl, and he's about to give her a present. It says, "You stink." That's the emoji I went with. It's "you stink." Surfing. And it says, and as Slamban doing some surfing, the music I used for that part is the Zoo Tycoon surfing music, from Marine Mania. And the sign says here, beach closed due to so many dangerous animals, including mantis shrimp, jellyfish, cone snail, electric eel, lionfish, anglerfish, sea snake, stingray, pufferfish, octopus, giant squid, barracuda, stonefish, siren, Liplorodon, Fred, sawfish, orca, scuba diver, and most importantly, sharks. And also, earlier you might have missed it, the sign was showcasing some pictures of dangerous animals. One of them being an electric eel, and another of a mantis shrimp, and Jaws, the shark. And then he looks around and he notices there's some other creatures. There's the snail. There's a hermit crab. There's the cone snail with the needle thing. There's the stingray. There's the octopus, the anglerfish, the electric eel, the sea snake, mantis shrimp, jellyfish, barracuda, the Liplorodon, and there's even that lionfish. And she's more mermaid-like than she is regular lionfish. This is referencing to the lionfish set in Skylanders Imaginators. And there's an actual shark surfing. And the music I use is Wipeout, which is covered by Weird Al Yankovic during one of his live performances. You know, the ridiculously self-indulgent Vanity Tour. The first one. I've been to the second one in Manchester. And day 16, cycling. We're nearly finished. He has bad breath, and he gets spun over by several Skylanders. Now, some of them are reused from Skylanders, the SC races, and unlike the other time where I had characters in different vehicles and other things for creative liberties, this time I actually had the characters in their rightful vehicles. I have all the new superchargers in their main vehicles during the race. so I can remember. We had Splat in the Splatter Splasher, Smash It in the Thump Truck, Dive Clops in the Dive Bomber, Spitfire in the Hot Streak, High Vault in the Shield Striker, Crypt Crusher in the no, not Crypt Crusher, in the Fiesta in the Crypt Crusher, Stormblade in the Sky Slicer, Thrillipede in the Buzzwing, Astro Blast in the Sunrunner, and Nightfall in the Sea Shadow. And of course, some of them still have wheels though. Just make it. And Bad Breath, he's just cycling, and it's in a loop. It's an infinite circle thing. Because it's day 16, it's double the 8. Final day is the closing day ceremony. And it showcases all the Skylanders who managed to take it to the top. Pop Fizz won because his ball hit managed to defeat Jetpack. Rhino managed to win because he managed to grill Gilgrunt during swimming. And Terrafin won because he knocked out Cinder. But then he realized there was only three people came. Lenny Loud from the Loud House, Skeksil, aka the Chamberlain from Dark Crystal, and Baymax from Big Hero 6. At least my agoraphobia didn't act up, meaning he's afraid of people and huge crowds. So that's my commentary on the Skylympics. Now on to part 2. Oh, before we go to part 2, here's an extra animation I did for the 2021 Olympics. Thanks. And it was at the end. It says, "Today's the last day. See you all in 3 years. Hopefully." I heard they're still going to go with it. They were going to have one in Paris later this year. I don't know if maybe I'll do something for it that year, but for now, I just gotta work with whatever I got here. We got some popcorn, chaos, the KFC, the hot dogs, the burgers, the chips, the popcorn, the thing, etc. And Glumshanks is like, you're so lazy, you know that? And here over there is got triple threat at Sky Goals, Water Runner, terrific at tennis, clever, fast, hard hitter, record-breaking jumper. Some of these are taken from the Goofy short Tomorrow We Died, where one version of Goofy used to be an athletic champion, but then he was an all-rounded fighter. And now he's all-round, as in he grew and gained weight over time, and eating became a habit. I don't know if that short's available on YouTube, but maybe it's on Disney Plus. You could check it out. It's one of my favorite Goofy shorts. Every time I see him eat or see him with food, it makes me hungry. And it looks like he's got the medals. Now he's the champion. And Glumstress is like, "Yes, master, I'll do your bidding." Okay, that's it for the Skylympics of 2020. Now to move on to the Winter Skylympics, which I made 2 years later. And this time I was actually on time. It was actually made during the actual events of the Winter Olympics. That actually they actually did happen when I was doing this. First one is curling. Now this one I took notes from Thor, Thor's hammer. Only the worthy can use the thing. I was gonna do that with guns for Trigger Happy. Like Trigger Happy carries a gun, and nobody else and everyone else who tried to lift Trigger Happy's guns, they're just unable to. But Spyro was able to, and this is referencing Captain America or Vision, who was able to lift Thor's hammer. Only worthy hands can lift it. That's easy. K2, the skeleton sled. Vetting because Chop Chop is literally a skeleton. Oh, maybe not. Disqualified. Figure skating. Now, unlike the Olympic ones, where there's a variety of different sports I can choose from, and they were easier to understand, and I was able to get my hand to use as many as I could during those days. The Winter Olympics, on the other hand, there's not that many unique ones. I can only work with whatever I could. And for the final days, I had to improvise on that part. There's figure skating. Rollerball is in her snowball suit from Lost Islands. Stealth Elf is jealous and tried to club her with a kneecap. You know that? Do you remember that song, Weird Al's Headline News? You know the lyrics, the once there was this kid who took girl who swore that one day she would be a figure skating champion, and when he finally came in, she saw some other girl who was better, and so she hired someone to club her in the kneecap. That's what I used for this. It was actually based on an actual event that a figure skater actually asked somebody to clobber somebody in the kneecap. This was later referenced in the Cow and Chicken episode, and even this unreleased Mortal Kombat clone called Tattoo Assassins. And it was a bad idea for Stealth Elf to try and cover her because Rollerball is literally sharp, so everything falls apart for her, literally. Don't worry, she's still alive. She was twitching. Ice hockey. Ghost Roaster was doing some ice hockey. There's Grim Creeper with the ice things. There's even a cave woman at the back over there in the block of ice. And she's eaten by a shark. And then danger, thin ice and cold sharks. Rest in peace, Scratch. This is referencing the fact that Disney no longer owns Scratch. He has been taken away. The quote unquote owner of Scratch now has the full rights to Scratch. What's she gonna do with the little rodent? With Scrat Tails being the final Scrat thing we see from Scratch, as well as him finally eating that acorn as a final send up to Blue Sky. Other than Nimona, there's also a mammoth skull. Number 5, snowboarding, and Sandman is doing some snowboarding activities. Something's happening. He's hovering. That's not a snowboard, that's a hoverboard. And he can't breathe in space. I got this idea from the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy when General Scar makes a statue of himself, but it grows very large, and then he accidentally takes him into space, and he's unable to breathe. Too gruesome to be shown without breaking community guidelines. Sorry for those who are playing Mortal Kombat. Trying to make a living out of playing those games. Day 6, skiing. Rhino skiing downhill. There's no more snow. Now he's rolling. There's a zebra there, bottom of Mount Kilimanjaro, and he becomes chess pieces, black and white. Day 7, bobsleigh. This is Smelly 5337. It's supposed to be like smelly feet, and it looks like a nose. And over here we have Flame Slinger, Gil Grunt, and Boomer running down with the sled, while Popfizz is just chilling back there. Sitting. But then they accidentally come across a cave, and earlier, I think you just missed it there, but there was a block of ice showcasing Lenny and Lola frozen. And it also has Popfizz, Boomer, Gil Grunt, and Flame Slinger frozen. And it's Dinosaur reading Charles Darwin. This is supposed to parody evolution. Number 8, Ludge. And there's some adverts at the back because this is referencing the fact that people would often advertise these boards everywhere. Bumbleblast tried to fix the thing with honey. It turns out it was a lot more stickier than he thought. It hit a bit of the mountain and it flungs all the way to Mars. Reused a bit from my turkey animation. And it hit Marvin the Martian. There's Queen Tyranny from Duck Dodgers. And the statue then crumbles into a statue of Queen Tyranny. And she blushes. And poor Marvin. And to add insult to injury. 9, speed skating. This is why so High Fight is flying with the thing. And she, something happened. Let's go for instant replay. She paused this time and she's about to staple, but then somebody managed to catch her doing that, so he's disqualified. Technically, wouldn't that make High Five also disqualified since he's not skiing? Day 10 Biathlon. This is one of my favorites. So here's Zook about to shoot. He actually is licensed to use the gun for that practice. But, it's out, so he throws it in here. Now, originally, the gun was supposed to be thrown at Marshmallow, that giant ice snow monster from Frozen. But I instead replaced it with something else after watching a cartoon from 2020, which I did see back in 2020, and it was the last show I saw before Disney Channel closed in Malaysia, and it was also the last show to premiere in Malaysia's Disney Channel before its closure. And I didn't take a peek at it for a while until 2022. Just out of curiosity. When I watched it again, I was hooked onto it again, and I wanted to do more. So they ends up flung into that portal door. There's Ida! And in case you're wondering what those items she's carrying, it's the Keyblade from Kingdom Hearts, there's the Omnitrix from Ben 10, Plank from Ed, Edd n Eddy, the Infinity Gauntlet from Marvel, the Super Mushroom from Super Mario Bros., the Nitro Crate from, you guessed it, Star Butterflies Magic 1, the One Ring from Lord of the Rings, the Dragon Ball, a can of spinach from Popeye, and worthless junk for sale, only 25 snails each. Not only is it a reference to Ed, Edd n Eddy, but snails is a currency in the Owl House. So she gets the gun, takes a look at it, bang! Whoosh. Luz is alerted. Her head was blown off, and Hootie seems to blush over that, and then Owl gets lady and gets feathers. This is referencing the fact that when she gets the fact that sometimes if her owl beast form is out of control, she starts popping out feathers. Although I probably should have used a bit more of her when she was when she had it more under control with the harpy form. I forget, did Hootie ever have a love interest, or is he asexual, like Lilith, and they're being platonically bosom buddies? Unfortunately, I ran out of unique winter option sports to continue, so the rest will be just randomly winter stuff. There's what I was talking about earlier. So, day 11 is the snowboard fight. Eruptor is... And suddenly he gets stopped by jetpack, but he realizes that he's a lava monster. He can't withstand the cold. It's also one of his worst nightmares if you read Spyro Skylanders The Machine of Doom. Here's Drill Sergeant climbing up sail on the wheels. The others flew past him, but they all start to fall, like Flame Kong, Junebug, and Drobot. Turns out they have no oxygen. No effect on robots. J13, the Snowball Pivot, the Surfin, Dinorang, Scorp, and Fisticuffs, the Earths. It has Lightning Rod. He sees that they're sad, so he clears a path and salt water and some dirt. He's about to shoot, but then they all went past him before he could begin. There's Lenny there. She takes a picture. And over here we have characters who she's posted on her social media. She says, "I told so at Bigfoot," says Lenny. And there are some others that commented. The Spinosaurus has like a... And I think from Amphibia, she's like, "I thought she was covered in moss." Pinkie Pie from My Little Pony says, "Mud battle." Shockwave is like, "It defies all science." From Transformers, Chatter's like, "Looks like a chocolate thrice cream man." There's a thing called thrice cream man. Look it up. Daffy is like, Don't let him call me George." And Jack is like, "Can it jump good?" See that Samurai Jack episode where Aku's like, "You can fly? No, jump good." Daffy's from Looney Tunes. Hostile God was like, "Call me, I'll exterminate it." Although I should have probably added in a little extra thingy where Hostel Gado is being reminded of monsters or something like that. I mean, he at one point he did become super hairy in that Billy and Mandy episode, Bearded Billy, and it also became a costume in the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy game. SpongeBob says, "We have a crab version based on the episode Yeti Crabs." Max says, "Seen it before," referencing a Goofy movie. Star's like, "I'm best friends with Bigfoot." Actually, I don't remember. I think it might have something to do with that werewolf hairy guy on Earth in Star versus the Forces of Evil. I can't remember. Lewis is like, "Must be a brown abomination." I kind of forgot. Gerbo, the guy who was in the Abomination and Plant track, he was able to conjure up an abomination, a brown abomination. Zim is like, "Interesting. Tell me more, Earthling." And Eddie's like, "Gravy." And Black Rhino Ranger's like, "Did you steal my art again, Lenny? Did you steal my art, Lenny?" That's all I have to say on that part. It's just something I like to mess about with. And number 4 is the snow and ice sculpting. Starstrike is, she did a sculpture of Deja Vu. And she's blushing. "Yes, fellas, I made her a lesbian." Chill is shaping her an entire mountain based on the Snow Queen, based on her commentary, based on her backstory. This was before Frozen was released. No, her backstory. And a giant arm fell off from that statue. It's like Venus de Milo in a way. Day 15, fishing. Something's caught him, but he accidentally pulled the plug, and it reveals the lost city of Atlantis. There's Ariel, and there's Akita. Did you know she was voiced by Rollerball? So he does a little drop to make an instant ocean. And over there is a sore shark. It's actually an actual fossil, the sore shark mouth. Now this one is based on... This one here over here is based on Annie Taylor and her dare of going in a barrel over Niagara Falls. So Sunburn decides to do the thing with Skyagara Falls. Spotlight hits the barrel and the barrel falls, and let's see, Blackout is there. Notice there's no lid on that thing. What happened? Why is there just ash? So Blackout just takes it and scoops it back in the trash can. And then suddenly something's glowing inside. And Sunburn is like, "And you wonder why I never go over water, unlike the other winged Skylanders in the first game." Was Sunburn trying to end it all? Well, he can't really, because he's a Phoenix dragon. Phoenixes are immortal. Let's see, who won? It seems Spyro won. Wait, what did he win again? Let me just double check. I'm trying to remember what was the thing he won. He won the curling, Rollerball won the skiing, and Drill Sergeant won the mountain climbing. And unlike the other time, the other Olympics one, there are lots of people who attended. We have Ed from Ed and Eddie eating buttered toast. Star Butterfly's jumping with joy, waving her fists in the air. Luz is just nodding. Patrick Star is giggling, just laughing a lot. Billy's whistling. Anne is waving the flag that says WS, as in Winter Skylympics. Crash looks bored. That's something. That's funny. That's not how I usually see Crash. Pinkie Pie has that finger thing from Rainbow Falls. No, not Rainbow Falls. A Sonic Rainbow. That's it. Stimpy is just being an idiot as always. No, being an idiot as always with the tongue. Homer is trying to climb up, but he keeps slipping a bit. He's trying to see the action. Foghorn just claps and congratulates, and Lenny just takes a picture. And over here, Trigger Happy is just feeling the frozenness. Here it is up before and the bit of North America gets covered in snot. Arctic hair dandruff. Sorry, Canada. And that's about it, fellas. That's my commentary on the ad. That's my commentary on the Winter Skylympics, as well as my other Olympic animations. Will I do another Olympic animation this year, or a Winter Olympic in 2 years? Only time will tell if I can, or maybe not. That's all I have to say, really. Hope you've enjoyed this video.